Fifi nei taimara tai fa tes mai le whenga le Minister o le sifo malaloina New Zealand or Minister for more Tangata Pacifica, Honourable Minister for Health and Minister for Pacific Peoples. Honourable Dr. Shane Reti is with us this morning. Thank you for your time. Kia ora, tala whalaman. Good morning. Welcome to the program, Doctor.
Morena, good to speak with you.
How are you this morning, sir?
Doing fine, sir. Looking forward to the weekend and looking more forward to Christmas.
Right, okay. Are you happy with your ministerial portfolios, Doctor?
Oh, I'm very privileged to have the portfolios that I have. I have a deep career in health and an absolute privilege to have the Pacific Peoples portfolio as well. Very honoured to hold that.
Okay, let's start with, there were warnings from yesterday, Professor Michael Baker of Otago University and also Professor Michael Blank of the University of Canterbury about COVID-19 wave number 5. Any advice from you, Doctor, please?
So we are in wave number 5 and we're at that peak as far as we can tell of this current spike. And so the advice to people would be several things. First of all, make sure your boosters and your vaccines are up to date. Secondly, if you are gathering, as we will do around Christmas time, if there is that opportunity to gather in large crowds in well-ventilated places, more specifically outside, that is a good thing. If you should be indoors and in crowded areas, certainly I heard Professor Baker say that there could be a place for masks as well. And I think the fourth thing would be if you should happen to test positive for COVID, please look at isolating yourself. I think those simple things, of which the most effective may well be, apart from being vaccinated, to gather in large groups outside. You know, the weather, heaven forbid, being good, that's a good opportunity over this Christmas time to have those gatherings outside or in well-ventilated places. I think that would be good advice.
Okay. Do we have enough supply of masks and medicine for this, please,
I've been reassured by officials that we have enough supplies of tests and other equipment to see ourselves through this spike.
Yeah. Any chance the government will look into some restrictions, especially gatherings during the festive season?
No, we have no plans to do that. We think the conservative advice, as I've suggested, will be enough at this point.
Yeah. Okay. Honourable Minister, let's look at smoke-free legislation that was repealed by the government last week. Do you have any concern about the people suffering from smoke and also passive smokers who are suffered with their health, please?
So we remain committed to driving down smoking rates. And I think one of the most pleasing things in the last week was the health survey showing the adult smoking rate coming down from 8.6 to 6.8. Remember, the target is 5%. So it's important to know that none of the legislation that's currently in place changes. There's no change to smoking indoors, that none of that changes. What was proposed was 3 additional levers, if you like, to look at accelerating a reduction in the smoking rates. Point of fact, what we saw from that survey result last week is that smoking rates are coming down towards target, regardless of that legislation coming on board. So very important, because I think there's been some confusion that maybe our smoke-free requirements and rules, if you like, will be changed completely. No, exactly as it is today will remain. And I know Minister Costello is looking at what else she can do.
Honourable Minister, let's look at the Ministry for Pacific Peoples. There were a lot of talking about this ministry before the election, that it might, the new government might have a look at it, and not sure if we'll continue on with this ministry. How is it? What's your view of this at this particular time?
But what you've seen is the Prime Minister give the portfolio to a very senior cabinet member, and that reflects his support and belief that there are good things that we can do as a ministry. And so it's my role to profile that and to bring forward the good works that the ministry can do. And I'm very encouraged by the work I've had with the Secretary, with Gerardine, and with her team, that's exactly what we'll do. We'll bring forward a track record that will show how good the ministry can be.
Any particular plan for the ministry in the future years, please?
Oh yes, a number of plans. In fact, we're working through them at the moment as to what our targets and objectives are for year 1, 2 and 3, and we're well advanced down that track, and I'm very excited about that.
Okay, we've heard this morning that Prime Minister Honourable Christopher Luxon will travel to Australia tomorrow. Any good thing that will come out of this trip?
So that relationship with Australia is very, very important, one of our biggest export nations, and we have marched with Australia through many international environments, And so establishing that relationship, I believe it will be the Prime Minister's first overseas tour in his role as Prime Minister. Is that maintaining that very, very important relationship will be the top of his agenda, I'm sure.
Okay, Honourable Minister. Well, let's have a look. There was a Labour government, the previous government, were looking at the dawn rates. Something for our Pacific Island people. I'm sure there was a promise by the new government they won't do anything like amnesty and that sort of thing. Is there any chance that you can look at it as a Minister of Pacific people?
So we saw what happened with the previous government, that there was very visible demonstrations of remorse, but then what we also know is that nothing actually came from that. That it looked nice on the stage, but there were no actions that followed it up, and that was a disappointment. To answer your question, it's not in our current work stream to look at addressing that.
Yeah.
We're going to be focused on cost of living, health, education, law and order, infrastructure, housing. Those are the things that we're going to focus on initially anyway.
Okay, thank you, Honourable Minister. I'm sure the government is still going on with the sittings this particular week, heading to Christmas. Any particular reason for this, Honourable Minister?
So there's a number of things that we'll be doing in this last week. We'll be sitting under urgency to continue to progress legislation. We progressed a lot of legislation in our first full sitting week last week, and we'll continue to do so this week. We have a very ambitious 100-day plan, and so you've seen us roll our sleeves up and get to work really quickly. We also have a number of maiden speeches. That privilege you have to give a maiden speech will happen this week as well. So a really busy agenda as we close out the sitting week.
Okay, you just mentioned a 100-day plan for the new government. Anything good there for our Pacific people, Honourable Minister?
So there are a number of general actions across a range of portfolios that will benefit Pacific people, particularly in health. There are a number that will have benefit to Pacific people. One of them is that what we've said is that we'll take first steps towards extending the breast cancer screening age out to 74. So a number of things in the 100-day plan that will definitely benefit Pacific peoples. And you'll see targets come in as well, particularly immunisation, which I am very enthusiastic towards lifting those rates in Pacific peoples as well.
Okay, well, Honourable Minister, Christmas is upon us. Any particular plan for yourself and the family? Yeah.
Yes, I do. I will actually be in Tonga for Christmas. First time ever I have visited the kingdom.
Right.
And I'm very excited. My partner and I are very excited to have an adventure in Tonga. So that's actually what we're going to do. And then the rest of the time, I'll be in my electorate in Whangarei.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, well, before I let you go, Honourable Minister, any message for Christmas for our people listening to the program this morning, please?
Yes, I can. What I'll express is please stay safe. Stay safe on the roads, stay safe in the water, stay safe in your environment, and enjoy the moment with family that in this modern world of busyness can be infrequent and rare. This is an opportunity to remember that family is the most important thing. And so I would encourage everyone to enjoy the love and embrace of their family this Christmas.
Honourable Minister, Dr. Shane Reti, Whawhetai Telelava, thank you so much for your time. From all of us here, all the best for Christmas, and thank you so much.
Kia ora mai tātou.
Thank you. O le Minister o Tangata Pasifika whapena fo'i le Minister o se whamararoina New Zealand, Honourable Dr. Shane Reti, ma le tarananga renei fo'i tai au.